Alright guys, welcome back to another war video. Today we're doing 9 fights I think this war. Or no, it's 8 fights this war, which is quite a bit. And we're taking Bastion, Count Nefaria, and Nico. This first fight we have this White Tiger. Again we're taking Path 5 as usual. We're just going to use Count Nefaria for this. Again, White Tiger doesn't really have too many defensive capabilities. The only thing to really watch out for is her power gain, but I'm pretty sure Nefaria can counter some of that power gain and get some of it back himself, so that'll slightly benefit us. And again, if we just manage to let her throw her specials and do all that, we should be fine, right? Here, you can also parry her special 1. I'm not sure about her special 2. I think you can. I don't know how to do that, though. Here, I had no clue how to do it. I just thought that it might work, and so I tried it, and it did. Again, we get that massive energy vulnerability on us, or on her, and then we get the massive fury on top of that. The only problem is here we have to throw another special 1 or do a heavy. I opted to throw another special 1. Again, I do lose a ton of charges, but here I accidentally parried the first hit of her special, which actually keeps me in overdrive, funnily enough. And then we'll get to what it's called, special 2, and it'll deal a decent bit of damage. Again, it is kind of annoying that our last hit, which is the one that usually does the most damage, is in the protection, but it's whatever. Again, I'm not really worried about losing this fight, so yeah. She goes down, and all is good. Here, this bullseye, we're going to take it with Bastion. Bastion is a pretty good bullseye counter in general. The only thing that I might be misremembering this fight, but I think it just goes poorly. I don't think, like, anything crazy happens. I just think, like, Bullseye's AI is just really annoying. I don't ever line up the protection with the, Bastion's normal rotation. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, a 10-hit combo's already gotten it down 10%, so we don't even have to throw a special. We could kill him just from basic hits, but, again, it's not beneficial for really anyone, so we're still going to do the normal Bastion rotation, at least try to. Here, get into our tech, or whatever those things are called, like the virus charges, and there I made a little bit of a mistake. I shouldn't have charged my heavy. I thought I could have heavy countered him. Yeah, from what I can tell, I don't think you can heavy counter Bullseye with Bastion. I could be completely wrong. There I probably could have, but he was against the wall, so the animation's a little bit different. There, that's such like a weird and annoying thing to happen to the AI. Thankfully, I didn't get punished for it, but he just walks up to me and then blocks the second I throw my special. Just super weird. Now, I could be misremembering, but I don't remember a time like AI has been doing that. Here we're gonna get our huge special 1 off, though. We don't have our Furies, and we're also not in our, whatever it's called, Infection, so it doesn't do as much damage, but again, it's still a pretty decent amount. And there, I think I hit him before, or without the pursuit, which made him evade and take some damage. But again, Bastion heals up from Bullseye's bleed damage, so again, nothing too crazy. Next up, we have, don't remember this one, right, Morbius. Morbius is just weird. His AI in this fight was actually just terrible. I hate fighting Morbius right here. Like, I mean, Morbius isn't hard to fight at all, because it's Morbius. The only thing you have to watch out for is his, intercept thing. And again, once the fervor is up, like, I mean, you're good to go. Again, he's placed on this node because of that intercept thing. The glide, psionic glide, I think it's called. So, yeah, I mean, but again, it's not that big of a deal. Again, even if I do get clipped by it, it could do a decent bit of damage, but Nefaria's pretty tanky. I doubt I'd die from it, even if I did. I did tank it. I might in this fight. I don't. Yeah, right there. I think that's the only time I get hit from that, but I could be wrong. I'm recording this really late from when this war was. I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago when I played this. I don't remember all this perfectly. Yeah, we went to Psionic Overdrive with the big Fury, and we throw our special 2, and Nefaria's health just starts dropping. really quickly. Which again, pretty normal for Nefaria. You can actually counter a special too. I didn't know that, but worth a try, right? Again, in these lower tier wars, dying isn't as, how do you say it, like, that bad. They're getting clipped by a special one. I think I tried to parry the last hit, but I didn't really know when that was, so I got parried there. I hate the AI sometimes, man. It sucks. Yeah, back to my previous point. Like, I mean, dying here, again, it's not smart to, like, try new things in war, but I have, like, a solid grasp on how these things are going to go. So I feel fairly confident that I'm at least not going to die while trying these things. But again, as you'll see in this video, that doesn't always work out. But yeah, Morbius goes down. Again, not really a defender, just have to watch out for the Psionic Glide. Once you get past that, he's pretty easy. He's actually fairly squishy, I think, but it is what it is. Here, Destroyer is Nefaria food, at least typically. On this node, he does get a lot more, like, resilience against Nefaria, just because of the way the node is unstoppable and everything works. But in general, Nefaria works pretty well for Destroyer, and as long as you can line up a good set of debuffs, and like right here, I'll parry the special one, I go in, and here if I throw my special one, I'll get all those charges, right? Unfortunately, the protection came back up then, so it wasn't the greatest, but again, he's already down 15% health, and we have multiple charges there. That happens a few times during this fight. And I also just got clipped by his Unstoppable. It's not looking great. And there, yeah, it happens again. I genuinely could not tell if that was a me thing or the game thing, because it genuinely felt like I was parrying at the right time, right? And again, that should be good enough to stop Destroyer, but apparently not. I mean, I was probably mistiming it, which is like fully on me. But I mean, that's just 2 times in a row just seems kind of weird to me, since I've practically perfected this fight. I've done it many times. I don't think I've ever messed the special 1 parry up. Again, we saw last war I messed the special 2 parry up because you can't. But that's a completely different story. Again, that's just my fault, I think. It might be game issues, because see, here I'm doing it fine, and I'm chilling, but in the last round, I wasn't, so it could have just been me. Either way, I did die right there, which is really unfortunate. Thankfully, since we are in lower tier war, it didn't cost us that much. Here, it happens again, which is super weird, because I genuinely don't know if it's me or the game. But I've done my ranting on that. The rest of this fight goes pretty smoothly. Again, Nefaria does a decent bit of damage. He's pretty tanky, and he can also heal. So, yeah. For future reference in this node, I might just block his special ones, because again, I can get the fight down without doing the special 1 parry, or I might just have to practice it more, because this could very well just be a me issue. But yeah, it is unfortunate we died, but again, I'm not too particularly fussed about it. Yeah, here we're gonna take Nico, or Serpent with Nico, and this is such a weird fight. I really don't like this fight, because Nico is good, don't get me wrong, but against like rank 4 Serpents, especially with health boosts like this, I think this might have been rank 3, but taking like high ranking Serpents with Nico as a 6-star, and it is rank 4, is really sketchy. Now, thankfully, for this fight, her buff immunity kind of cancels out like anything that he could potentially do to us. And so, there's not really much threats. But the health pool is just so insanely big that it's hard to, like, overcome. Yeah, this fight's gonna go for a while-ish. But, again, I'll get it down, right? Serpent can't really do anything to us, right? Unless I get clipped by the special 2, which even then I don't think I'd die. But, I can dex it just fine. To be honest, I need to learn how to dex Serpent special 2, because I've never actually dexed it before. Because the only champion you could do it with was like Tiger, I think, back when he first came out. And I didn't use Tiger against him because I couldn't figure out how. Like, I remember seeing people getting scores, like good scores with Tiger, and I was just so confused, like, how? Like, there's nothing she does that, like, is good against him. But no, Tiger is a good counter. But, either way, um, yeah, I need to learn how to dex the Serpent Special too. Especially with Nico, because I would take a lot less damage. Now, obviously for War, it doesn't matter too much, but for Battlegrounds, it's certainly important, because you want to keep as much health as you possibly can. But yeah, here, I think I just block it and maybe dex the last hit, because, again, there's no point in me trying to fully dex him when I don't know how. Right? Here, I let the first hit miss. I'm not sure exactly what the point of that was. I might have just done it out of instinct. But yeah. Here we're just constantly throwing our special ones. I mean, there's nothing else we have to do, right? Like, as long as we keep the buff immunity up, the nodes won't trigger, and none of Serpent's, like, huge threats will trigger either. And so we can just keep cycling and cycling and cycling. And every time the buff immunity removes a buff or makes one fail to apply, we get power from Mystic's Dispersion. Or whatever Nico's kit it is. It's not Mystic's Dispersion exactly, but it's something like that, right? Here the power, or the buff immunity falls off, but again, we're out of special 2. So we're just going to reapply it right back, and Serpent goes down. Again, it's a pretty long fight, but it's a 6-star versus a rank 4, so again, asking for too much more would probably be a bit much. And here we're going to take this Korg with Nico again. Right, she has the pre-fights that perfectly counter this node, and so I'm not really too worried about this. Korg is frustrating, but funnily enough, Nico's medium, her first medium is non-contact, I think, or at least it doesn't trigger Korg's thorns, so we're perfectly fine. Don't really have to worry about it too much. Here I go for a light intercept at the start. I should not be doing that in War. Again, if I get parried, especially against, maybe not Korg, but like, if that happens to like some other defender, I might just lose like my entire health bar within a millisecond, which would suck, and maybe cost me a death. But again, thankfully, it worked out this time. I should not be doing that, just for future reference. Yeah, here we're gonna push him to special 2. Gonna get the rest of the rock stacks off of him, and then we're gonna throw our special 2, place all the poisons, and then just go into our special 1 spam. Like that. Alright, stand up, intercept him. I think I'm completely out of it. Yeah, that's nice. Here we're gonna heavy attack. I like the heavy attack spam when we're invisible with Nico. It's just so much fun because there's nothing they can do. And I mean, yeah, it's great that you can miss special attacks. I think if Nico were to get nerfed, I think that should be one of her nerfs. That special attack just removes the invisibility. But again, I think there's a much more glaring issue in her kit, which makes her a little bit strong. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But again, I don't really want that to be removed because we need Dark Phoenix counter, and it's great that she counters like most of the Mystic class, right? Or not the Mystic, the Cosmic class. Korg goes down. Again, I don't really know how to commentate over these fights because it's literally just me doing the exact same things over and over and over again. That's what you're going to see with a lot of these fights. It's just a bunch of cyclical things. Here, we're going to be taking Deathless Thanos with Nico again. She completely counters the entire Cosmic class, so we don't really have to worry about anything. Here, I put on this pre-fight. I have no clue what it does. Well, I know what it does. It says it, right? But I just don't know how to use it like properly and whether it's good or not for this node. I assume it's fine. It's probably not detrimental because it's a pre-fight. But yeah, I just wanted to use it to be honest. See what it did, and I don't really think it mattered too much in this fight, but in some other fights that might be more important, especially with more like block-heavy metas. Something like Invade. If Invade comes back to Battlegrounds, that'd probably be something I might have to look at. Again, her buff immunity is just so much stronger for basically everything, so even then, might not use it. Again, here, I don't really talk too much over this fight. Um, again, my war videos are pretty boring because I don't know how to commentate over this, right? There's nothing to commentate over. Here we get a nice special one punish into a heavy, into my special one. Yeah, we go invisible. There's another special. Yeah, I block it. The thing with Deathless Thanos, is sometimes when he gets his panic up, even though you have the halt, he can still place the panic on you when he gets the unstoppable. So that means he can still hit you while you're invisible sometimes, whenever the panic's up. And so you just have to watch out and play around that. I think I clip-eyed that last war, or something like that. I don't remember when, but I did get clipped by that once, and again, thankfully, I only got hit a few times, and I didn't die from that, so, yeah. And again, Deathless Thanos, nothing too special, right? Um, his only defensive threat is the time that it takes to fight him. Um, I mean, that's not the only defensive threat, but it's, like, the main one. Everything else is just pay attention to all the, like, big, like, buffs and numbers on him, and you'll be fine. There he goes down. Takes forever because, again, he's supposed to be a stall. And here, this is the last fight of the war. We're going to be taking Gentle with Bastion. Heads up, this fight does not go well. To be honest, I just wanted to take like a 9 or 10 fight war. I was going to take a Red Skull with Nico, but I didn't. Someone else took that with Medusa, which is probably a better counter. They didn't die, so not going to complain about that. But this fight in particular, I was getting greedy and I just wanted to do this fight. Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is I just have no way to counter the unstoppable. Again, the rotation for this fight is just Bastion spamming his special ones. There's only really two ways to get rid of the unstoppable. One is to, like, get hit, which is not really great. And two is to, like, throw a relic and then hit him then. I think it's maybe possible to, like, see right there, I could maybe try doing that, but that's just not really consistent, and again, it's entirely AI dependent, right? I can maybe do it off his heavy attacks, like I'd light tap him, but I don't think Bastion has the reach for that, and medium attacking, yeah, like right here, I try it, and it just doesn't go well. I think another option would maybe just be to throw my special 1 into it, but I think his unstoppable is paused during special attacks. I could be completely wrong. And either way, it's just going to go straight into his block, and then he has a chance to hit me afterwards, so it's not the greatest. Again, we're not even doing like too terribly in this fight, but there we get parried, which is super annoying. And yeah, we're going to die here. I mean, it's possible we survive this, but again, not very likely. And again, we get parried again. I'm not going to say we would have won that fight because we definitely wouldn't have. I mean, it's possible, but probably not. But yeah, getting parried twice in a row is disgusting, especially from the AI. I don't know what's happening with the AI on the war map, bro. I am losing my mind trying to figure it out. But again, this was just my fault for taking a bad champion in for this node. I'm not completely sure who would be better. Maybe Guardian, I think, so we can at least parry and then get the what's called the unstoppable triggered through the parry or whatever. Again, Gentle is a beast on this node because again, there's just limited options, right? I can't parry him at all to get the unstoppable off because Bastion doesn't do bleed or shock damage. And again, there's not many champions that do shock damage because Gentle is immune to what's called bleed, so you can't get him off, can't get the node off of him by that mean. So you have to use a shock champion, and again, you need a shock champion with like pretty potent DOT or like enough damage to be able to do his entire health bar in a reasonable amount of time. So again, I'd probably recommend Guardian if you have to take this. Hulkbuster probably works. It's weird saying that. Hulkbuster is pretty terrible. Um, just any like tech champion with shocks that has like long-term damage. I think Jack could maybe do it, but again, same problem with Bastion. There's just no way around the unstoppable, so you're probably gonna get forced to. You're probably gonna be forced to get hit by him with the unstoppable. Again, that's all AI. Either way, that was the last fight of the war. Unfortunately, we did drop 2 deaths this war, which is pretty bad. But overall, in this tier, it doesn't matter too much. I will be trying better in these next few wars, and I will be again taking 9 or 10 fights. I'm going to be taking as much as I can. Uh, I think they're really helping me get better as a player, and they're also helping me figure out where and when to use different champions for different nodes and all that stuff. Um, but yeah, unfortunately, we did lose this war. Again, exploration issues. Um, I don't really want to talk about that. It is what it is. I'm trying to we as an alliance are trying to figure it out and how we can get people to claim more minis and more boss fights and stuff like that. Because again, it's just like the officers are mainly taking the boss fights, and then nobody else is really doing much. Um, not to call anyone out, but yeah, we would have won this war if we just had. I don't even think we needed like maximum exploration. I think we just need like to only have like 1 or 2 left over. But it is what it is. I'm not too fussed. We have had a fairly good winning streak, and hopefully we'll continue it after this war. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Peace.